Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I am so happy to see you here. I hope you're doing well and feeling inspired. So the topic for today is Ho'oponopono, connecting to your inner child and cleaning right. So this video is the continuation of my last video, Ho'oponopono, the essential truth. So I recommend that you watch the other video as well so you can get a full understanding of this topic. So today I am also answering to a question that someone posted in one of my videos, and this question has everything to do with this subject. So today we're going to answer that question as well. So as we know, the Ho'oponopono cleaning starts when the mother or the conscious mind connects with the child or the subconscious mind, which is also called the unihipili. So Dr. Hugh Lane taught us that our relationship with our inner child is the most important relationship of all times, right? Because we need this child to agree with the cleaning, right? The child has to agree with the cleaning. So we must reach a state of agreement between the mother and the child, or the conscious and the subconscious mind. So for the child to agree with the cleaning, she needs to be on board with us, right? She needs to be on our side, right? So if we have a loving relationship with this child, she will agree with the cleaning. Otherwise, she won't, right? We need to have a relationship with this child first. So the key to the Ho'oponopono cleaning is the connection we have with our inner child, the connection between the conscious and the subconscious mind. And what is this inner child, right? So the inner child is that part of us that needs our love and our support. She needs unconditional love and support. So we can think of the inner child as a very young part of us, like for instance, perhaps a 4 or 5 years old child, right? And this child carries all the burdens because it remembers everything, right? From this time, from this life, and from past lives as well, according to Morna Simeona. So this child needs our presence, and our job here is to become a loving parent to this child and to be present and reliable. So when the stress happens, the child knows it can count on us. By the way, are you enjoying this content? If you are, remember to like and subscribe so more people can benefit from this content. You help me to grow my channel. Thank you so much for your help. Now, we know that the very first step before any cleaning is the connection with the inner child. Let's understand why. So the conscious mind doesn't have a clue of what is going on, right? So our intellectual mind can perceive a very little bit only of the reality. Some people say that the conscious mind perceives 5% of the reality only, and all the rest is perceived by the subconscious mind, right? Where the child is, right? So it is the subconscious mind that has all the data, all the information, and that's why we depend on the subconscious mind to participate in the cleaning in order for us to clean right, because the conscious mind alone cannot clean anything, right? So for example, let's suppose I wake up feeling a lot of anxiety, right? And I started to think about it and I think, oh, I'm anxious today because, I had a fight with somebody yesterday. It was an ugly fight. It was very unpleasant. So that's why I'm feeling anxious today. Now, who is thinking? It is the conscious mind, right? It's the uhani or the mother doing all this thinking. Oh, I think that's because this, that, or the other thing. But the inner child, the subconscious mind, knows that this anxiety, my anxiety, has nothing to do with the fight from yesterday, right? This anxiety was not caused by yesterday events, but rather this anxiety has to do with something that happened very, very far in my childhood, something I don't remember anymore consciously, but it is buried in the deep files of my subconscious mind. It's buried over there. So the inner child knows what is going on, right? So the fight I had yesterday triggered and unleashed that memory from my childhood. And something that was a long time ago, I even don't remember, something that happened when I was a very, very young child. Now, my conscious mind doesn't understand, doesn't know, right? It doesn't have the files down below in the subconscious. So if I allow my conscious mind to interpret the situation, to pass judgment, and to find the solution, I will never get better from this anxiety, because I will be dwelling memory. This is what memory is. We have a problem and we keep thinking and trying analyzing this problem, right? That's what the conscious mind does. Or we choose to do the cleaning, right? So I need the help from my inner child, and only this child has access to these past files, right? This memory bank. So that's why the whole oponopono process is so powerful, because instead of trying to figure it out, what caused this anxiety, where this anxiety is coming from, we can just engage this child and therefore surrender this problem into the divine hands by doing our whole oponopono cleaning. Now, the question becomes, how do we befriend this inner child? Right? So that this child is gonna agree with the cleaning, because without the child there is no cleaning. So we must build trust with this child, right? So the first thing we need to do is to build trust with this child, and we do that by slowly and gently, in a loving way, we recognize her presence. For instance, you can touch her heart, and you can tell this child, I love you. You can close your eyes, say, I love you, little one. I love you very much. I am here for you. I am gonna be your parent now. Anything you need, I am gonna be here for you, right? We can tell this child, thank you for the cleaning. Thank you for your help releasing all these memories. Open your little hands and letting go of these memories, right? So we can say, my beloved, you're very important to me. So this is a first moment we can do, right? To touch and to read. We don't have to imagine the inner child. Oh, how old is the child? We don't know. That's not important. We don't have to imagine. We don't have to visualize anything. We just have to feel this love towards ourselves. So, a good way to establish trust is by connecting to this child early in the morning, after you wake up. Early in the morning, you can touch her heart and you can assure this child that you and her are gonna have a wonderful day, right? And tell this child that she doesn't need to worry about anything, because if there is anything that goes wrong, you are gonna be there for her. You can say, don't worry about anything. I'm here for you, right? And if stressful situations happens, I am gonna be here for you. I can say, I am here, honey. Don't you worry about anything. I got this, right? I got this. So I recommend that you listen to the meditation Ho'oponopono Deep Healing, because this meditation helps your connection to the inner child. I recorded this meditation specifically to help us to do this connection to our inner child. Okay, it's a very good meditation, and I recommend that you listen and see if you like. You can do every day a little bit. So I'm gonna leave the link below for you. And now I want to answer to a question somebody posted recently, right? So basically this person asks, uh, Dr. Hewland said, he starts by affirming something. Dr. Hewland said, it is not necessary to feel the words while chanting, right? So if the inner child operates through feelings, how can the mere repetition of words without feelings create any positive effect? So this is such a love. This is a wonderful question, right? I love this question because first I had this question myself 10 years ago, right? And secondly, because this question give us the opportunity to talk about two very important things, right? So first, it is true that Dr. Hewland taught us that we do not need to feel the words to clean, right? I don't have to be feeling love if I am saying I love you, right? So, for instance, if I'm saying I love you, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I don't need to be feeling love, gratitude, repentance. I don't have to be feeling anything. Why? Well, if we were feeling love already, if we were in a state of gratitude and repentance already, right? We would not need to do the Ho'oponopono. We would not need to use the Ho'oponopono to clean anything, right? Because we would be at zero, right? So, why do we do the cleaning? Because most of the time, mostly, we are not feeling love, gratitude, or other positive feelings and emotions. So that's why we clean, so we can feel at peace, right? So the Ho'oponopono words, also called the cleaning tools, they work as a petition, right? A petition that we send it down to the inner child, again, the inner child, right? So when I say I love you, thank you, do drop, ice blue, Hawaii, etc., any tool I want to use, I am asking my child to release whatever memory is causing me that very discomfort I am feeling on that very moment, right? Now, you need to have a working relationship with this child, with your child. That's the key over here, because you need to teach this child about the cleaning tools before you clean, right? And it's very easy to do. You can just touch your heart and you can tell the child, like, oh, we have this new tool that I wanted to use, right? And this tool is, I don't know, Hawaii. So every time I say Hawaii, I want you to help me to clean memories, to release all the suffering that I am feeling, right? So we needed to teach the child first, and then we needed to use this tool a little bit for a few days or a week until the child gets used. Oh, okay, there is another tool over here, right? So in this way, the child is gonna know that you wanted to release the memories. Now, secondly, Dr. Hewlett also taught us that we needed to approach the inner child very carefully, very gently, lovingly, and humbly, right? So we don't go to this child in anger and aggressively. We don't go in there. I am angry. I'm not feeling well. Just clean it. We don't do it this way, right? Because if we do, this child is going to be very scared of us, and she is going to hide somewhere very deep inside of us. She's not going to help us. So what do? We go humbly, very gently, very lovingly, and you tell her, I'm feeling so angry. I'm feeling all this anger. My child, please help me locate for us the root cause of all this anger. Let us clean, let us release. Please help me to let it go of this. You see, lovingly, gently. Make sense, right, guys? Because listen, if you have a child, just a child in a physical reality, right, 4 years old, 5 years old, in your home, your child, a nephew, a niece, a student, a little kid in school, if you are a teacher, you don't yell at a child. You don't tell the child, go clean your toys. We can't do that with a child because the child is going to be scared, right? So who is this angry person? Most likely this child, she won't cooperate in the toy cleaning, right? Because, nobody wants to deal with somebody who is angry and aggressive and ungrateful, right? So, but if you call this child, lovingly, and you ask her, hi, dear, could you help mama, please, to clean the toys? Oh, it's time to clean the toys now. Don't you want to help a little bit? Come over, please. Let us do this together. Let us keep this toy box organized over there in the corner and so and so. Now, in this second time, you have a better chance that this child is going to cooperate with you, right? Because you're not shouting, you're not yelling, you're not being aggressive against the child. The same is true for us when we deal with our inner child. We need to come very gently. Dr. Hulain used to say, right? Ask permission to touch the head, stroke the head gently, very gently. So, before we start the cleaning, we must connect to our inner child first, right? That's the first thing we do. How do we connect? By feeling love for this child, right? Unconditional love. The kind of love that we never received from our parents, right? Because our parents, they are just regular people, just like everybody else. They are imperfect and they loved us in a very imperfect way, in the way they could love, right? So, because no parent can love a child fully and unconditionally, because this is impossible. Only the creator, the divine creator, loves us in that way unconditionally. We human beings, we don't know how to do that yet, unfortunately, right? Now, we must become as loving as possible, a loving parent to our child, to our inner child. So, once you connect to your inner child in a calm and loving way, and you start to use any tool, any oponopono tool you want, this child will respond to you positively because you approached her lovingly, calmly, humbly. So in this way, you are not chanting without any feeling necessarily, because the first connection, when you call this child and you ask for help, you are doing this with love and humbleness. So once you call your inner child with love, kindness, patience, humbleness, all is well, right? We must learn how to love our child, and that is the only way. The meditation I recommend can help us greatly to create this feeling of love and proximity with our child. So I hope I have answered your question. And if anybody has any questions, please just post below and I will do my best to answer as well. Thanks for watching. Aloha, and until the next time.